back to the Diabetic Diet Show. Today's show is going to be mushrooms and pasta. I'm going to saute those mushrooms to give them a real good taste, and I'm going to mix them with this prosciutto and cheese tortellinis. So this is going to be delicious. Now I've started boiling the water on the pasta because that's usually what takes the longest. I have the water boiling. I have my tortellinis here, and I'm going to get these in the pan just like this. And it says on the package 8 minutes. So I grab a timer or use your cell phone, set it for 8 minutes. Make sure you hit the start button. Okay, that's rolling. Now, I've started to preheat the pan, so that's getting hot for us. Here's your ingredients: mushrooms, soy sauce, garlic, butter. I'm going to do a little dash of brown sugar. I'm not going to do a lot, but you need it for some flavor. Then I also have some thyme that I'm going to put in there, probably some salt and pepper. Don't forget, don't salt your water until it starts to boil so it doesn't pit your pan. That's a quick tip for you. And then also I wanted to talk to you while this is getting hot about your mushrooms. When you bring them home from the store, they're going to be in a plastic tray wrapped in saran wrap. Please don't put them in the refrigerator right away like that, because it'll just wreck them. So what you want to do is, from your grocery store, buy a package of lunch bags. So once you have your package of lunch bags, you can just very neatly cut open the top. You take these out. You take your bag. Like they kind of stick together. You get several bags here. These are cheap. And then you put your mushrooms in your bag. And then after you fill this bag up, you fold it. I use a clip of some sort, potato chip clip, and then you throw them in the refrigerator. Keep them refrigerated. It's amazing how when they're in a bag, how long they'll last. You're going to be very happy with that tip. Let's go ahead and get things started. The pan is getting hot. I can feel it. I'm using a olive oil. This particular olive oil is garlic and mushroom, which will help to enhance the flavor. Okay, I did 2 turns of the pan, pretty heavy. I want a lot of oil, probably even end up, we'll see, I might even add more if I don't think I have enough. Now, I take and get that hot. Next thing I want to do is my butter. So here's my butter. I'm using a half a stick of butter. Some people would just throw this in the pan and let it melt the butter right on the paper. Shortcut. That one I took it out a few minutes ago, and so it did kind of warm it up a little bit. Next thing we need to do is we need to cut up our garlic. Now I want to show you a shortcut. This is something I probably haven't shown you enough. This is roasted garlic that you just buy at the grocery store. And I'll tell you, it's going to be better than fresh garlic. So I'm going to go ahead and use this today. And I tend to do this. I might be cooking and I'll modify something. Like, for example, if you didn't want to use the wine, you could certainly use Worcestershire sauce. And I just put in about 4 squirts of this. I need to get my butter melted. And then I can put in my mushrooms. I'm almost there. Let's get these mushrooms in and a little bit of seasoning. So let's go put some thyme in here. I'm not worried about putting in too much that way. Here's some soy sauce. Here's a little dash. I'm not even measuring this. I'm just putting in a little bit. Wine I'll do later. Brown sugar, I like to keep a little spoonful in here. Now this episode's going fast because I got everything all hot and ready to go. I just use like a spoon, fork. I believe they call it a spork. You just get it like at a fast food place at some point. Mushrooms, put in as many, fit in the pan. You don't want to overcrowd. They will reduce a little bit. So that's what I have going for that. Let's do a little salt in the pasta. Let's do a little pepper in the pasta. And some pepper in with the mushrooms. Maybe a little salt in with the mushrooms too. Let's get like that. Now, we want to get these rolling. Of course, when I put this other stuff in here, it lowers the temperature. Also, when you put the wine in, that's going to lower the temperature as well. So, we'll just get this going. Just make sure these don't burn. Get them all straightened out in there. Probably should use a spatula and make things look better. What do you think today? Should we use the... Let's get a spoon. Let's use a spoon which is slotted. Now, I'm right-handed, so I have to turn this. But you want to be real careful when you're using these kind of cooker type stoves. I know in countries outside of the United States, this is what they use to cook on. So this is a very, very popular stove that people use on their countertop. And I am just so happy with this. I know I've told you this in my other videos. One of the things that I like about it is that it's not too hot. The infrared is just hot enough to cook on. I don't know if the engineers thought of this when they made it, or if it was just luck. But I gotta tell you, I'm really happy. I have a review on this on there if you'd like to see that. Now, I've gotten these straightened out, and these were in the refrigerator. My refrigerator is running pretty cold. So what's nice is it brought the temperature down on the pan when I put these in. Now I'm just going to spin the handle around. One thing about using a tabletop stove is you have to watch that things don't slide off. They could. Now it was worse with my old pans than it is now with this new one. It seems to be a little better. And I try to wash the burner. Okay, there you go. There's your 8 minutes. So these should be all done and cooked. I'm just going to toss them around in there like that. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. And I'm going to let them cruise just a little bit. I've read all kinds of reviews and things that say dump the water, don't dump the water. There seems to be kind of a mixed review on that. Sometimes I dump the water, most of the time I don't. By the time I get done running through all this, I'm ready to pull this and plate it right away. I don't really have time to dump the water. If anything though, sometimes I'll have a strainer and I might go ahead and do it, but I just don't do it as a regular thing. Now, these are starting to look really, really good. Bring them out here where you can see them. Let's go ahead and flip them around here a little bit. Look at that. Wow. Fantastic. Just like that. This one here, this is a sample for me. Wow. That's really darn good. I'm going to let them go a couple minutes. And then I'm going to get the plate to plate things up. Also, I'm going to put the wine in at the end. Or you would put your Worcestershire sauce in at the end. All done. Smells good. Let's turn this burner off. Mushrooms smell delicious. Wow. Turn off that burner. The pasta's all set, ready to go. We're about ready to plate this up. Two things I'm going to do lastly. One is get the wine in here. Let that reduce in temperature. Let's give it a little swizzle. Drop in my tomatoes for my salad. Little splash, just a little splash of red wine vinegar. Then a splash of olive oil. I'll list all these measurements and things over at the website, but to be honest with you, this can vary and it's not going to wreck your recipe. You don't need to have any kind of real exact measurements. Just use a little bit, you can always add more later. I think that's a good rule of thumb. Then I have the apple. I'm using this tool I got from the grocery store. This is one of the best things ever made. I wish I would have found this years ago. And it depends on your apple too. Does everybody know that fruit has 3 steps? 1, 2, and 3. When fruit is at step 1, it's very firm. You know, they pick things when they're not ripe yet, so that they have a chance to ripen on the way. So I'll just pull these out like this. Pitch the core. And then give this a rinse. Pull out your bowl, get that ready for your pasta. Let's cut up to put these in the salad. Nice and slow and easy. This is going to make for a very delicious salad. I gotta slow down here a little bit because these are kind of slippery. Really supposed to keep the toe down on the board. We get into trouble when we start waving the knife around. Nice and slow, just like that. Okay, let's go ahead and serve this up. A little stir there. Mushrooms. I'm going to take some mushrooms and put them on the bottom. Then I'm going to take the tortellinis and put them on top of the mushrooms. Just like that. And then I'm going to take and put some more mushrooms on top, just like this. Don't want to smother it. You can always come back for seconds. So there you go. That is my show for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Come back again soon.